Money is one entity that I believe none of us can do without. One entity that we all think about at one point of the day or another. An entity that we believe is the driving force to how we live our lives. So, in this conversation today, I really want to talk about the concept of money, the perception of money, and how money actually works, and how I can bring peace to your mind around money. I think this video is important simply because I've come across and worked with, had conversation with so many people which are dealing with financial struggles, and they've psychologically boxed themselves in to this corner, believing that because they don't have it now, they can never have it. And my first point on the topic is money comes 360. So you may have money now, and at some stage you may run out of money simply because of the way you spend or bad decisions, mistakes with your finances, you lose money. But I guarantee you, if you persevere and you work hard and long enough and make the daily efforts, money will come back 360. Why do I say this? Because money is greedy. Money is greedy. Money is not selective. As long as you have your hand out, money will come to you. It will, in one form or another. It could be hard cash. It could be a piece of something that has value. It could be a deposit into your account. Money is not picky. As long as you have your hand out, or as long as you have money, money is attracted to money, and money is attracted to whoever has their hand reached out to collect it. Right? Now, let me also lay something down that I believe is highly important because we put so much value on the paper. We put so much value. And I understand money is important for certain things, for degree of our lives and how we live it, how we enjoy it, how we share it, how we provide experience, joy, and happiness. I completely understand that. But when you look at the balance, money will never outweigh certain things such as health, happiness. If I told you I will give you this much money, but I would have to take a leg, what would you say? If I told you I would give you this much money, but you would lose your sight, what would you say? If I told you I'll give you this much money, but you lose a family member or a friend, what would you say? If I told you I will give you this much money, but you'd have to live on the street for a year, just 1 year, you have no access to funds, you have no access to family members or friends, you have no access at all. It's you on the street. You have to figure it out. Where you eat, where you sleep, where you use the bathroom, everything. You don't even have access to shelter for a year. What would you say? I say that to say this. When you put happiness and your health or family on the line, money doesn't seem to be as important. Money is only important when most other things are together. That's when money becomes important. Okay? Now, full disclosure, I will say this. I'm aware there's some people out there that are in a position where money is the primary target because that is the only way they can move forward with their lives. That's the only way they can see a glimmer of happiness or a glimmer of future. I understand that. But for right now, I'm talking to the people which are stressing, which are falling into dark psychological spaces because they don't feel they have enough money to measure up to friends, family members, co-workers, or just enough money to satisfy certain materialistic needs. Ladies and gents, if you have a roof over your head, you have food in your stomach, and you're making just enough to cover your bills, believe me, you are successful. Believe me, that is richness. Because, like I've always said to you, it's a matter of perspective. So, if you didn't have a roof over your head, and if you couldn't put food in your belly, and if you couldn't pay your bills, where would you be now? I'm saying this because I want to encourage gratitude. And I don't feel enough people show gratitude to where they are compared to where they could be. I know there's a lot of religious people that watch my videos. I know there's a lot of spiritual people that watch my videos. I know there's a lot of people that believe in self-help, self-assurance, self-awareness that watches my videos. People that want to evolve psychologically, emotionally, physically. So I would expect you to understand this point. As long as you wake up in the morning, you have an opportunity to make the changes you need in your life to build or create or achieve the life that you want to live. Right? I've said it before in other videos. We are growing with life. We will face challenges. We will face a lot of uphill battles that we don't in the moment know how to deal with because we've never experienced it before. We're just experiencing it right now. We're learning right now. But if you're going to speak to someone 40 years older than you, 50 years older than you, they can tell you about the hills that you will face. And they can tell you about, upon hindsight, how to deal with those hills, how to approach those hills. And a lot of the things that we'll say is be tenacious, be consistent, be resilient, be driven, be focused, be patient. These are necessities. These are driving forces that will last you long enough for that money to come 360 back into your palms. Where most people make mistakes is that once the money goes and come back, they never learn the lesson. They still don't understand finances. They still don't understand investments or saving. They still want to squander, not even spend. They want to squander that money. Right? So there's two sides of the story. It's about learning how money works and how to capitalize on whatever money you have. But there's also the gratitude and appreciation of what life still has in store for you without the money that you want. Right? So I'm going to separate both. I'm going to speak on one because I just spoke on both. Right? Let's start with gratitude, ladies and gents. If you're waking up tomorrow, right? Because nothing's guaranteed. Tomorrow, anything could happen. Tomorrow, anything. No one knows when their time is near. So I try to appreciate every single day. Every day that I have my family around me, I can kiss my wife and kids good morning and good night. Every day that I can walk, talk, see, smell, hear, taste, and do things that I conjure up in my mind. It's a blessing. That's success. That's richness because I have access to those. And these are things money can't buy. You can have a prosthetic arm, prosthetic leg, prosthetic eyes, but it's not the same. It's not the same. It is good enough as a replacement, but it's not the same. So, ladies and gents, if you have control over your body, if you have control over where you go, what you do, who you talk to, who you engage with, you have value that money can't buy. So appreciate that. It's highly valuable. Think about how many people which are rich that are sad, and that are lonely. Because no matter how much money you have, we can't solve cancer. We can't solve HIV. We can't stop someone from dying. We can't predict the future, right? And I guarantee if you speak to any one of those rich people and you ask them, if you could trade all your money, what would you trade it for? I can't tell you what exactly they'll say, but I'm sure they're at a stage where they have enough money to understand that money isn't everything. It's not nothing, but it isn't everything. And it's not worth driving yourself into a corner, driving yourself into a grave because you don't have enough of it. It's not worth it. It's paper, it's numbers. It's not worth it. Money is not worth losing who you are or who you could be, because money is greedy and money is quick to jump from one hand to the next. You can't rely on having money forever. You can't rely on money to come and save you. But what you can do when you do come in possession of money is educate yourself. Educate yourself on how money works so you can continue and speed up the process of that 360 income. Speed up the process, right? By learning how money works, learning how to generate more money. That is it. But money is not worth your soul. It's not worth your mental peace. As much as you're going through a hard time right now, I am telling you, there are ways to make money. You do the odd jobs. You will make some change. And eventually, every little bit of change adds up. If you know how to spend it, if you know how to save it, if you know how to invest it, it adds up. And as long as you're holding your hand out, I am telling you, money will fall into your palms. Not today, not tomorrow, not next month, but with consistent, persistent effort, you will come around 360 and have the funds in your account or in your pocket. So in the meantime, live with gratitude. Be happy to be alive. Not all of us are going to wake up tomorrow. Not all of us are going to get through the day. I know it's a little bit dark, but sometimes you have to push the boat out to stress a very important point, which is you're alive today. You have access to things that a lot of people don't have access to. And money is not worth everything. So be patient. Just be patient. Your time will come. It will. All of our times will come. The difference between those who have and those who have not is what they do in between the have and the have not. What are you doing? Now that you don't have, what are you doing? And when you have, what are you going to do with it? I want you to take a moment, let that marinate. See you guys in the next post.